هلو گایز، خوش اومدید به یه ویدیوی دیگه از اساسین. امیدوارم که حالتون خوب باشه و ویدیوها رو ببینید دیگه. ببینید، نظر بذارید، لایک، کامنت یادتون نره. حتما حمایت بزرگی میکنید و بریم سراغ کوست. این منطقه آخریه که باید چیزش کنیم، متحدش کنیم. بعدش دیگه باید بریم سراغ فنری رو ببینیم تو آسگارد چه خبر. خب بریم سراغ این.
A Dane treads the cobbles of God's house in search of Christ's redemption, I hope.
Your Christ can wait his turn. It is you I've come to see.
قیافه سرواز ایگو رو از اون فرق نکرده.
Cometh shame, but with the lowly cometh wisdom. You know these words, and you know why I speak them.
I do, but I am not yet satisfied that you
آرمور
for the task ahead.
سور 5 تا تیکه است، یعنی آرمورش کلا 5 تا تیکه است. 4 تا تیکش رو تونستم بگیرم، یه تیکش مونده برای بعد که اون اواخر بازی میشه گرفت. نمیشه الان گرفت اون یه تیکه رو. بعد از اون میتونیم چکش تو رو بگیریم.
We had many in England before the Danes burned out churches. A few yet remain nearby, or perhaps a more pious soul in need of charity will reward you with a lesson.
I have nothing for you now, but I will return.
حرف زدم حواسم نیست چی براش جمع کنم. حالا خواهی نوشته برام فاینانسر اونجا بعد اصلا دقت نمی کنم، همینجوری نام هم میکشم میرم.
Bathed in the river, so a gentle wash brings them closer to their God. He rose from the dead, a nice trick and not easily done.
چیزشا آقا زنده شدن مسیح هم میگه چرت و پرت علیکیه، یه حقه خوبه. اما آخری
Their God brings them light, just as Baldur does. Light as bright as the summer sun.
میگه خداشون براشون نور میاره، همون جور که بالدور میاره. بالدور اگر یادم میره بالدور یکی میکنم از پسرهای زئوس بود. بذار سرچ کنم که اشتباهتون نگم.
Speak the deeds of Christ in order.
God breathed on the water, and in the Jordan River he was cleansed of all sin.
His baptism.
The women came with offerings, but they could not find him when they looked among the dead.
His resurrection.
On the mountain his face shone like the sun, and he became light.
His transfiguration. Thou art weighed in the balances and found wanting. Perhaps you should try again. Speak his story in order.
پسر اودینه، یکی از پسرهای اودین ظاهرا. نفهمیدم چی گفت.
On the mountain his face shone like the sun, and he became light.
His transfiguration.
Transfiguration میشه چی؟
The women came with offerings, but they could not find him when they looked among the dead.
His resurrection.
God breathed on the water, and in the Jordan River he was cleansed of all sin.
His baptism. Thou art weighed in the balances and found wanting. Perhaps you should try again. Speak his story in order.
خب این آخریه فکر کنم.
God breathed on the water, and in the Jordan River, he was cleansed of all sin.
His baptism.
The women came with offerings, but they could not find him when they looked among the dead.
His resurrection.
On the mountain his face shone like the sun, and he became light.
His transfiguration. Thou art weighed in the balances and found wanting. Perhaps you should try again.
ای بابا.
Speak his story in order.
I am no Christian. I do not know your stories.
Then return when you no longer languish in a pit of ignorance.
عجب بیشوریه اینا. این بالا نوشته من حواسم نیست. اول آب، بعد در واقع نور، بعدش هم مردن.
Has his light brought illumination to your darkness? Speak his story.
اول گفتیم
God breathed on the water, and in the Jordan River he was cleansed of all sin.
His baptism.
میگم بعضی وقت گیج میزنم. بعد این
On the mountain his face shone like the sun, and he became light.
His transfiguration.
The women came with offerings, but they could not find him when they looked among the dead.
His resurrection. And Jesus said,
خدا رو شکر.
I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will never walk in darkness.
میگه مسیح گفت من نورم، هر کسی دنبالم بیاد هیچ
That
وقت
is
تو
not for
تاریکی
me to
نمیره.
decide. For I am not the one who summoned you. If you follow, I will lead you to him.
خب داشتم میگفتم بالدور توی اگر کسی گادافوار آخری رو هم بازی کرده باشه اونجا هست دیگه. یکی از فایتای اصلی بازی همونه دیگه که کرید سعی میکنه بکشدش و بالدورم واقعا دنسریز بود که الان نگاه کردم در واقع پسر اودینه از فریا که اگر درست من یادم باشه فریا میخواست جاودانش کنه ولی نتونست. چراش یادم نیست دقیقا. این اساطیر نورس و اینا خیلی چیزن عجیبن. نفهمیدم چی حرف میزنم.
I learned that your God fears death, just as mine do, just as every man does.
Yet through our Lord, we may achieve life everlasting in his glorious presence. Perhaps you missed that detail.
Do all the priests in Winchester have this same skill for drama? You risk your life, Alfred King.
I have invited you here to speak on equal terms. Do the Dane laws of hospitality not apply in Wessex?
You gifted my Jarl to that whelp from the Order of Ancients, the warrior Fulke.
Fulke was an enemy of Wessex, but it seems someone has already removed her threat from my lands.
If you did not hear it was me, you have now.
Impressive. The Order of Ancients has surely been crippled by her loss.
How much do you know of this order?
Only this and little more. This letter, signed by one who calls himself a poor fellow soldier of Christ, warns of a plot against my life.
Poor fellow soldier of
the Gallows, the Quill, the Seax. 3 men eager to kill you.
2 now. The Bishop Aelfirth is dead. He was the Seax, so far as I can tell.
And a humble servant of your God. That must sting.
Still, His death has
سربازان
strengthened the Christian fellowship in Winchester.
گمنام
I'm
ضعیف
afraid the
مسیح.
deaths of his colleagues will do the same.
You have faced warriors like me many times before, and many times you have lost or been cheated. Why trust me now?
I have men in London and Jorvik. Men who send me reports on the rise and fall of the tides of war. Not long ago, men and women of some influence were murdered in those places, in oddly specific circumstances. When I received this letter from our poor fellow soldier, it did not take long to work out why. I don't know your motive, nor what you hope to gain. All I ask is that you finish the work you have begun, before these fallen souls infest England further.
I should let the order kill you. It will speed our conquest of England.
You may remove the organs of state. The cancer will remain.
Then promise me a reward I can sing about, a healthy king's weight in silver.
Very well. As much as you can carry. This morning, my Reeve, Goodwin, was not at his post.
A man you trust.
Goodwin was following the clues given in this letter when he disappeared.
Where was he last seen?
At his house, by the west gate. You may find something there. Eivor, compose yourself while you are my guest. My city is not a battlefield.
Not yet, great king, but the day will come.
سربازات بگو کاری بهم نداشته. خلاصه حرفاشون چی بود؟ این آلفردو که یادتون هست، این آقا همونی بود که در واقع یه حالت یکی از بین سیگرد، بسیم و ایور گروگان میخواست که فولکی رسید و گفت و سیگرد رو بگیر. سیگرد میخواست بسیم رو بده یا ایور؟ فکرم بسیم رو میخواست بده، درست یادم نیست. که فولکی رسید و در واقع گفت سیگرد رو بگیر بهتره، نمیدونم جانشینه و فلانه و رئیسه و ای حرفا. بعد الان یه آقا یه نامه براش اومده و قرار بکشنش توسط 3 نفر واسه اسم مستعار که یکیشون مرده و یکیشون رو کشتیم. الان میگه که کار ناتمام تو برو تموم کن، 2 تای دیگر هم برو تموم کن. بعد یکی از افراد مورد اعتمادش که همین گودوین باشه دنبال مدارک میگشته که الان ناپدید شده و میگه برو چیزش کن، برو ببین چی شده چی نشده. الان همین خونه بزرگ تا ببینیم چه خبر بود.
Papers thrown in the fire. Goodwin covering his tracks. Other guards destroying evidence. Broken bowls, food scattered. They took him by force. There must be a garrison in the city. A violent struggle with the guards. They must have taken him to Winchester's garrison.
بدونو دزدیدن بردن. بعد میگه که به زور بردن. آقا معلومه به زور بردنش. مگه
The guards here are vigilant.
انگار مثلا خود یارو چرا خواستم مثلا خود یارو آره گفته بیا بریم مدو بریم من بدوز نیست از اون حرفایی میزنم.
Go, my eyes.
خب بریم اونجا. گلوم گرفته. یه کم صدام بده ببخشید، نمیدونم چیم شد، همچنان گلمیوی گرفت. یه دیگه تنلش این قضیه که اضافه شده بهش که توی یه زمانی چیزو خنجر رو بزنی و در واقع طرف بمیره دمیج نخوره، خیلی طبیعی ترش کرده. مثلا داری یه جای حساس طرف رو میزنی. با پری من داغون میشه و کوری میخونی که آره مال منه. که نمیتونی بری بالا.
Show me what lies ahead.
کلیدو برنامه اوف، یعنی نصف میکنه طرف ها چی زدش. آدمت حلالت، یعنی هر چقدر وقت گذاشتم رفتم شمشیر آرتور رو گرفتم، واقعا حلالش. بابا بیا پایین دیگه.
To keep a valuable man. Selwyn ordered executions for petty theft and mudslinging. A husband and wife to be carried out soon.
اینجا یک کمش معلومه توش میشه در اینجا بردش چیکار کنم کسی نمیشه لیست این دره که بسته بود راه عراقی هم نیاز داریم تو
Dane in Winchester. These are strange times.
King Alfred sent me, pleading from his bended knee to find someone.
I know Alfred well enough to spot a bloody lie when I hear it. If he did
ولی احساس میکنم آلفرد اگر متحدمون بشه بعد همون یه نارو بزنه نمیدونم حالا بعد از متحد شدن چی داریم تو زمان در واقع جدید.
So where do we start digging?
My research should help us. If they haven't burned it already, it'll be somewhere nearby.
I will find your research. Now go before they find their wolf has fled his cage. Let's regroup beyond the walls.
بگیرم حداقل تا اینجا اومدم بعد اینو نگیرم. داکیومنت هم وقت پیدا کنیم. این پوش چجوری باید برم؟ بیاف پایین اینجور اومده بودم ای امروز کلن دارم چرت بازم
Goodwin's research against the Order of Ancients.
این در جلو بوده و رفته اومدم اینو باز کردم بعد رفتم اون یکی رو ای خدا. خب بریم سراغ بدون یه آزاد شد برادر. توی گنده رو چجوری دستگیر کردم؟ Hello. Hello. Hello.
I am grateful for your help.
It is a brazen move to arrest Alfred's favorite Reeve.
This so-called order are nothing but defiled shit peddlers.
Shit peddlers who have wormed their way into every crevasse of your country. They are dangerous.
I didn't catch your name, did I?
Eivor of the Raven clan. Scourge of Mercia, if that name does not rattle some recognition.
Well, Eivor, when our three heretics smolder on a heap of ash, we'll down a cup of ale together and share our distaste of Mercians like old friends.
Alfred believed at least one is dead. Your Bishop Aelfirth was the sixth.
Bugger. Half of Winchester is in mourning for that nun-groper.
One calls himself the Quill. Are words his weapons?
There were rumors of letters nailed up around Winchester. It may be that one of these can tell us more.
The Gallows. What do you know of him?
Must be another Reeve, I'm sure of it. Only we have the power to mete out justice, and this one would walk with cocksure righteousness.
The Gallows had you arrested, so he must command the law.
Reeve Selwyn? Of course. That hedge pig has brought down laws like a hammer on Winchester, executing sinners on spurious charges in the square.
Could it be another?
He's the man. He's the only one who fits. End his terror, Eivor.
یکی از سازه اورده مشخص شد. خوبه. Choking the Gallows. خفش بر بکنیم. ببینم الان از این اوردر خیلی هنوز مونده. چجوری باید این رو پیدا کنم؟ آره دیگه همزمان با کوست هم باید بره مثل یکی دیگه از اعضا اوردر هم همینجوری کشتیم دیگه. 2 تا از اعضا اوردر شد دیگه. آخه بله گل
Good people of Winchester, open your eyes.
سلوین اسمشه.
See how Alfred's lofty ideals are weighed down in this mire of human effluence. These prisoners before you do not live by Alfred's laws. They live above them. They wallow in shit, only guided by their own perversity. Hubert here, his wits addled by ale, spoke false of Bishop Aelfirth, our pious servant of Winchester, who even now lies cold in his grave shroud.
Aelfirth was no man of God. He'll burn for his sins.
Your wife is a baying shrew, Hubert. Is there a man here who has not supped rancid mead from her cup?
When will your work be done, Selwyn? When all of Winchester falls to your justice?
شاید سادن و باور میکنن.
Winchester has passed judgment, Hubert. May God have mercy on your cankerous soul.
Oh. که حداقل نگاه هم میکنه قشنگ. من مردم عادی رو زدم. کی مردم عادی رو زدم؟ توضیح داشت. مردم میشه خواب میکنم فرمش کنیم توی برن که دوباره اودین اومد و
Perverter of justice. Who dares execute the king's noose?
It is not in Alfred's name that you carry out your work. You are the Order's executioner.
You
کی جرأت کرده
prevail, but you do not see clearly. Alfred's laws are a slave's fever dream. He offers shit-soaked beggars a seat at his table, where the meek devour the strong. Who best to judge the fate of the wretched many, if not the strong and worthy few?
To protect your people, you must seal your hand in an iron glove. You grind your heels into the backs of freedmen, not those who deserve it.
The Order condemns all men to pain. For all men are but a shadow of the perfection we should know. The perfection of the ancient ones.
You are only a man, Reeve. One dead branch on a fast-dying tree.
طبق معمول داشت میگفت که اول خودش گفت تو قطع نظر آلفرد نبودی، تو کارا اوردر رو انجام دادی، یعنی جلاد اوردر بود. بعد طبق معمول بود آره اوردر پرفکشن میخواد و کمال میخواد و
I should
نمیدونم
meet with Goodwin, see what he has
فقط
found on
بقیه
the quill.
نمیبینن و ما داریم انجام بدیم و از این حرفایی که همیشه میزنن دیگه در جریان دیگه. نه که از بقیهش کسی معلوم شد. نه این شاخه کامل چیز شده، از اینا چند تا دارم، اینا رو فکر کنم باید چیز کنم که بقیه هم مشخص بشن و پیداش کنم براش.
What see you, old friend?
لیست من یه سوال اصلا الان چون اساسین قبلا هم اینجوری بود، الان یه مقدار دید در واقع قضیه رو بیشتر کرده که میتونی مثلا چیز کنی ادونچر باشه، مثلا خیلی کمتر راهنمایی بود کنه بری دنبالش، نمیدونم چجوری باید بری پیدا کنی مثلا بعضی وقتا مثلا اینو هیچ نگفت اصلا چرچ من نشناخت دارم.
Magister batter is a horse's dangles.
And here is the axe I used to swat a fly.
You have ventured from your burrow.
And you have plunged my city into chaos. I had hoped you would use the lessons of your subtler gods.
We have no subtle gods.
If the gallows is true,
نق میزنه.
perhaps we can allow cautious revelry.
I did only what I agreed to, Alfred. If your crown now weighs heavy, I would gladly take it from you.
Forgive my outburst. God sowed in me a passion, but English prose is an instrument long out of tune.
We all want better for our people, don't we, Amy? Yours and ours.
The quill remains. What do we know?
decay of learning has been gentle in Wessex. We enjoy the office of wise men, but we have neglected the study of wisdom.
The quill preys on this lapse.
Someone disagrees with your reforms, Alfred, and he is calling the children to arms.
Now we know why so many children scurry through the streets, feral and untutored.
I can talk to some, see where they lead me.
Good. Find me at the alehouse when you're done. And try not to scare the piss from any of them.
We Norse are the monsters of your Saxon mother's bedtime tales. I promise
واسه
nothing.
شهر درست نکنی ولم کارمونو بکنیم دیگه. موقع یارو بیمیره دیگه. میگم مثلا میخوای نقل نبات بهش بدی که میگه آروم
I see you,
مثلا
child.
چیز کنه.
Come.
The bad Reeve, Selwyn. I saw you punish him in the square.
He hurt many people.
Yes. He hurt my mother to death. Then took her good luck charm. Perhaps you found it? A little carved tree. It is all I have to remember her by.
Such a sad story. Take this. Perhaps it will keep you off the streets and out of trouble.
For me? Oh, thank you.
Spry, little mouse. Will you lead me to your quill?
Heaven will swallow the smoke of Aelfred's pyre.
خب ببینیم الان از ارزش چیزی در اومده. نه یه سرنخ دیگه باید پیدا کنیم. اینم که حالا جا داریم. این دختر اگه مثل اون دختره بود توی منطقه قبلی بود که گنار اینجا بود. دختر سرکار گذاشت ما رو باور کنم. البته این درست داره چیز میکنه. وایستا ببینم بچه وایستا.
You there, little cut purse.
Keep your beak out, nosy. I'm starving.
صبر الله. ای بابا
Gods be it! You'll set Winchester ablaze.
Roly-poly mutton man, you can't catch me.
God help me. I'd rather be shoveling dung in Malvern again.
What do you see?
دختره از این ورد
Stop it, you grumpkin. If he falls, God will punish you. He's so brave, like a young King Alfred. He'll crack his head like a fresh...
میگم گیجم
Cast about this land, my friend.
You again? You should mind your own beeswax.
Elwyn, is it? You wield fire like the flaming Jotna.
It was burning when I found it. Hot days like this, things just go whoosh. Well? Oi! Wigbert! You great moon calf.
Hand it over, Alwyn. We saw your little shadow take it. What are you looking at?
پول بدم
I'm
عمره
not sure. Looks like an old lady's been rolling in shit with all the other ugly sows. A hug and a dress, maybe?
بله شمشیر آرتور دستمه چه فکری کردی؟ تو چی؟ سلام دوباره.
That showed them.
خب حالا
Trouble
بنالید.
seems to follow you.
And I wriggle out of it like a slippery eel. Why are you following me?
I'm looking for the quill, so I'm asking you, his little worker bees.
Us? Working for the quill? Shows what you know.
Is that so?
I am innocent as a lamb. They were the quill's thugs and you killed them. Wouldn't want to be in your boots.
It sounds like you owe me your life.
This one's
تو
brave and
فکر ما
strong.
نباش.
Might be able to help
دیگه هیچ وقت
us.
نمی‌خواستم
So
بیای
you're
تو
not
باشم که
working
آدمای
for the
کویلو
quill?
بکشم.
We steal to stay alive and out of the quill's clutches.
But you know where I can find him.
They come up from the sewers like rats. Go on, give him what you took. Maybe he can save us.
آره بگو من بکشمش راحت میشه.
Good luck, Dane. Try not to get maimed and all that.
قافیه ساختن دوست دارم. خب کویلم مشخص شد. چقدر این شهر رو دوست دارم. تا حالا همه کوستاش 150 متر از اون یکی فاصله داشت. خیلی خوبه. سلام علیکم.
I need your eyes, my friend. I should watch out for a mousetrap.
Mousetrap.
I like the pretty things, but Magister Bacchus's stealing is wrong.
خب اودیسه یه چیز خیلی خوب که داشت زمانی که لولت میرفت بالاتر، مثلا میرفتی با یه جایی که حالا اینجا لولشون از من پایین تر نیست ولی کلا یادم افتاد میرفتی مثلا کوستی رو که قبلا باید انجام میدادی و واسه لول پایین طراحی شده بود و انجام میدادی، لول اونا هم یه مقدار میرفت بالا، هم سطحت بودن و سختیه حفظ میشد، ولی وقتی لول تو میره بالا لول اونا نمیره بالا این مقدار زیادی آسون میشه قضیه. حتی بعضی اوقات من انقدر آسون میشه که هیلم خالی نمیشه که بخوام هیل جدید بگیرم، خیلی بده. باید یه درش بکنم سخترش کنم، برای همین سخترش کنم بعد از این.
You and I possess. Most see the world in simpler
terms.
We are the weaker sex.
A brood mare who preys on innocence, and you brag about strength.
How little you know. Defend your mistress!
واقعا گنده ها نقطه ضعف دارم بزنمش، اینجوری نمیشه. الان نوشته اگر صدای خوب میده. بقیه شاید اون کلیپ های هست که نشون میده یکی گردن یکی و کمرش و فلانش رو چیز میکنه، گل اینجور میشکنه، خیلی کیف میده. برای ما این کیف میده، واقعا لذت بخشه. اینم کانفرم. کانفرم فیلش فوق العاده است. مثل خیلی از
Coward, using children to spy and steal for your order.
To educate them.
To
Give me a
educate
child
them.
until he is 7, and I will give you the man. Or woman.
یکی مثل خودش میخواد بار بیاره ازشون، ازشون به عنوان جاسوس استفاده میکنه.
I taught little Owlin so much more. Saved her from a life less worthy. She will find enlightenment in the Order, just as I did. If I could save them all, I would.
But you cannot. You have corrupted too many to save too few.
بچه‌ها رو می‌خواست نجات.
My order is the only way forward. It can quench our thirst for knowledge. If only Alfred's slave faith is defeated. And what would you sacrifice for infinite knowledge?
An immeasurable gift. Why refuse it?
اودین هم همیشه آره.
Not their innocence.
A pity. Non requiescat in pace.
آخرش گفت هیچ کس تو آرامش چیز نمیکنه و اگر اشتباه نکنم ایتالیایی گفت یا تو انگلیسی هم همینو میگن، نمیدونم ولی لهجه هم انگلیسی نیست. خب بریم سراغ گودوین. به این راحت تر نمیگیریم. چقدر ثروت تو جمع کرد؟ من جمع نکردم. یکی از دوستان آو! یکی از دوستان عزیز فقط نشست از این چیزا رفت. لام از سب کینگ آلفرد که کنسلن کینگی. خب به سربازات بگو آقا ما هم اوکی. حالا بعد اگه نامردی کردیم بهت بریم بمون. آقا بگو همه بریدن از سر ما، چه وضعیه را بریم شک میکنم بمون. What the fuck. آخه یه لحظه اومد رفت. دوباره میشه. ایوار مرض حرف بزن.
Hides? Splood, no. This is a wake, my friend. A A celebration to ease the Quill on her way to eternal damnation.
You heard.
Hilda's were not the only eyes in Winchester. My spies tell me stories of an avenging angel striking down the unworthy.
I've been called worse.
Be thou hail, Eldorbanna. That's life destroyer in our dialect.
Eldorbanna.
I sat easy with my kinsman,
Life,
old honey
life
waves alive in
destroyer.
my horn, and my eyes on the door, expecting my death, yet unafraid.
You're quite safe with me, Dane. For now. If the mead is fresh and the air is cool, you may often find a friend even amongst your enemies.
I could use someone like you in my settlement, with ink on his fingers and a sense of honor.
I would love to devote myself to the study and practice of the law. There is a weariness in war I wish I could shake off.
Impossible. Even in death, our battles will rage on. It is the way of things.
I must thank you before the Ealdals. By cutting the order down to size, you have given England a hope of unity. It must be a sour apple to swallow, knowing that you are the last of Winchester's enemies.
Are you sure the Seax is dead?
The bishop is dead, that's certain. And if the bishop was the Seax is
اگه
dead.
سیکس نباشه چیه میگه
Mortality, you see.
I do not believe it. Too much theatre in Winchester. Overwrought prayers and wailing women.
Well, you could pay your respects and see for yourself. The funeral is today.
If he rots, I will leave with my silver. But if he lives, there's work to be done.
Watch your step, Abel. He'll be a hefty corpse in death. Alive, he'd be much bigger. Whether you find or make a corpse, meet me at the Witten with your report.
خب فکر کنم واسه این پارت کافی باشه. بیشاپو واسه ویدیوی بعدی میذارم ادامه‌شو. امیدوارم که از این ویدیو لذت برده باشید و خوشتون اومده باشه. نظراتتون رو برام کامنت حتما بنویسید. لایک و سابسکرایب هم یادتون نره. اگر دوست داشتین به دوستانتون هم معرفی کنید. تا ویدیوی بعد و قسمت بعد مراقب خودتون باشید.